Hello and welcome back to my channel and to another What's for Dinner video. If you're new here and you've just stumbled across this video, then hello and welcome. I'm going to take you through what I feed my family of 5 over the course of around a week. What I will say is, although there's a week's worth of food in here, it's not necessarily been filmed over 1 week, if that makes sense. I just edit together what meals I think would go well. That's why sometimes you will see we've had like burgers, then fajitas, then like a KFC style dinner, then like a Nando's style dinner. We don't have all those in 1 week, it's just the way I edit. So I just thought I'd point that out, and my battery is now flashing, which happens every time. If you haven't been to my channel before, there is an entire playlist of these videos. I think there's about 130 or something like that. I'll leave that linked in the description. And if you want to go and check those out, then please do. If you like what you see, make sure to hit subscribe. I've got lots more new content coming up. I've got some more slow cooker videos, some more air fryer videos. I'm actually filming a vlog as well, so a little catch up kind of thing. And lots of fun stuff. So yeah, go and have a look round, and if you like what you see, stick around. So I'm going to stop waffling now and let's go and have a look at what we've been eating lately. So for our first meal, I did a sausage roast dinner. I did some of these hex sausages for Oscar, and then for Steve and the boys and myself, I did some triple chili pork sausages. I got these in Asda, and if you've got an Asda and you like spice, I definitely recommend these sausages. So I just roasted them along with some tender stem broccoli. I also did roast potatoes, some cauliflower cheese, and Jake had some roasted mushrooms with his as well. And then I did some gravy, and it was just a really quick, simple roast dinner without having to buy a joint of meat. So I'm just about to start tonight's kind of fake away Nando's, and I've just got some of this Asda piri piri seasoning that I'm going to put on my chicken thighs. Then I'm just going to pop these back in the fridge. I think I'm going to sprinkle the top and turn them over. Sprinkle the other side. I've got some of this peri peri salt that I'm going to use on some potatoes that we had left over. I make some like little crispy potatoes, and I'll show you as I go along. So I'm just going to mix this up and then add some more seasoning. Here is our kind of fake away Nando's. We've got our peri peri chicken breast. I made some macho peas using some mint sauce, some kebab style chili sauce, and then just mashing up some cooked peas. We've got our crispy potatoes, some corn, some Mexican rice, and a kebab flatbread. So it is Easter Sunday, and I'm just about to start our roast lamb, and I'm actually going to slow cook it in the oven. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I've got my oven heated to 220 degrees. And I'm going to pop this in for about 15 minutes to get it started and going brown, and then I'm going to turn it right down and add some garlic, some onions, some carrots, some stock and red wine and herbs and things, and then I'm going to cover it in foil and slow roast it. So I've had my lamb in the oven on about 220 degrees for 15 minutes, and you can see it's just started to brown. So what I'm going to do now, I've got some sliced onions, I've got some cloves of garlic that I've peeled but not chopped, some carrots, some thyme, some rosemary. So in here I've got a red wine stock cube and some homemade beef stock, and I've just made it up to 600 ml. And what I'm going to do is take my lamb out, put my onions, carrots and garlic underneath. I'm going to stud my herbs into the lamb, pour the stock over, and then I'm going to cover it really tightly with foil and turn my oven right down, probably to about 100 degrees, maybe 120, and leave it on for the next 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to check it and make sure the liquid's still there halfway through, maybe turn it over, and then I can use the liquid to make a gravy if that's what we want. So I've poured everything over. I've just stuck some of the herbs in and popped some in the tray. Now I'm going to cover it up and put it on low for the next 5 or 6 hours. So here is our lamb. It is now 6 hours later, and this has been on 120 degrees and it's just fall apart. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just boiling some potatoes. We're not having it with this lovely gravy. I am going to save this stock and make a really nice gravy, but we're actually going to have ours with feta and olives, new potatoes, and I've got this garden mint marinade which I'm going to mix with some natural yogurt, like Greek yogurt, and then we're going to drizzle that over it as well. So yeah, it looks really good. That stock looks amazing. And here we are served with our new potatoes, feta cheese, some olives, and then a little drizzle of the yogurt mint dressing. And the lamb was so tender, I will always cook lamb this way from now on. So if you haven't already seen, we did a standalone video for this. I will leave it linked down below, although I obviously realise Easter's been and gone. But if by any chance you do have Easter eggs left, then these are basically CHEESECAKE, which is an Easter egg cheesecake. And yes, they are as sickly as they sound. I couldn't eat one. The boys couldn't even finish a whole, like half, and that's saying something because teenage boys can normally eat anything. Really good fun to do. I love baking with Oscar, and it's just a really nice activity. We decorated them and just had a blast, really. So our next meal was fajitas, and we decided to use corn pieces this time round. We really do enjoy using the corn, and I love the fact that it's already chopped and you don't have to worry about cutting it up. And we served ours with lettuce, some salsa, grated cheese, tortilla wraps, and I always do them separately like this. It just makes it a little bit more of a fun dinner, I think. So this is what we had for dinner this night. So I'm just starting tonight's dinner. I'm actually doing 2 things tonight because I've got some turkey to use out of the freezer, and I've also got some cold smoked mackerel to use, which I've had in the freezer for a long time. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make like a mascarpone pasta dish, and then I'm going to cook the mackerel in the oven and flake it through at the end. I've got some mascarpone cheese to use, so I'm just going to mix that in with some pasta, maybe a little bit of stock, some peppers, some onions and bits like that, but I will show you as I go along. And then I'm also going to make a turkey curry. So for my curry, I'm just using this Indie Grand Chef Selection butter chicken curry sauce. Get this in Home Bargains. I think it's like 69p, but it's a really good curry sauce. So I've just got some chopped turkey in here and a few mushrooms. And then in this one I've got the bits that are going to go in my mackerel pasta. So I've got onions, peppers, mushrooms, garlic. I think I'm going to add some sweet corn as well. And I'm just going to pop my sauce into my curry. And I need 2 hands to do this. Right, so I've added some sweet corn into my mix, and what I'm going to do now is make my sauce. So I've got about 200ml of chicken stock. So I'm going to add. My mackerel's in the oven. I'm going to add roughly a teaspoon of mustard, and then I've got some wholemeal pasta, which I'm going to pop in there. I'm going to put some fresh parsley in here as well. I'm just going to get some from the garden. And then I'm going to pop in some mascarpone cheese. Right, I'm going to chop some fresh parsley in. I will not be using mascarpone cheese because it was gone off. It smelt funny when I opened it, so I dipped my tongue and it was not very nice. So luckily I've actually got some cream cheese in the fridge, so I'm going to use that instead, which is just as good. Yeah, that was not pleasant, dipping my tongue in. Gone off mascarpone cheese. I didn't realise how long it'd been in there. So put some fresh parsley in. I've also chopped some chives, a spoonful of that. Right, so the mackerel is cooked, and what I'm going to do now, I've just transferred it to a saucepan and I'm letting it sort of reduce down a bit, and I'm still really zoomed in. And then I'm just going to flake my mackerel in and top it with some parmesan. So here it is all plated up and it looks really good. I've just sprinkled some fresh chives on top and some black pepper, and that is what I'm having for my dinner tonight. And Oscar is having my broccoli and Stilton soup because that's what he's asked for, and he's got some of the naan bread kebab bread kind of thing cut up. So that's what he's having. So here's a curry all plated up, and I've just got some microwave rice underneath. One of them is roasted vegetable and one is Mexican, I believe, and it does look good. And then I've just got one of these kebab flatbreads to go with it because I haven't got any naan. So that is what the boys and Steve are having for their dinner. For tonight's dinner, I have decided to try what I said I would in my food shopping haul, which is a corned beef lasagna. I always make corned beef spaghetti, and we're doing it very cheats way this evening because it is one of those nights where we need a quick dinner. So basically I've got 2 tins of corned beef in here, and I'm just letting them get a little bit warm, and then I'm just going to make my sauce using these Sainsbury's bolognese sauces, and then these are going to be my cheese sort of layer or my bechamel layer, and then I'm just going to put some pasta sheets, pop some cheese on and pop it in the oven. I'll let you know what we think. Very quick, very simple, very lazy, but that's what we need today, so that's what I'm doing. Right, I'm just going to start my layering. I've got to say, I've just found the most ingenious way of having like a trivet in my entire life. I just took one of the hob rings off the hob because ours are square and they stand perfectly, and put it on the side. I think we've had that cooker for like, I don't know, 7 years, and I've never realised to do that. So there you go, you learn something new every day. Now let's get to layering it up. So I've just grated some cheese on top, and now I'm going to pop it in the oven for about half an hour till it goes nice and bubbly and crispy on top. So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I usually upload on a Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday as much as possible. Lots of food content, lots of shopping hauls, and also book content, vlogs, all that kind of thing. So hopefully you find something you like and will subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. Follow me on Instagram, it is just Victoria Foulger, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care guys.